I know sharing a mic during a pandemic is probably not the best thing. So, let's see. Has anyone else been noticing this trend that I've seen for a while? That no matter where you go these days, actually for a while now, everyone's got their hand out for a tip for doing absolutely nothing. I had lunch the other day in the city at this place, Cozy. Shh, you're gonna have to put extra money in. I had lunch at this place, Cozy, the other day. It's kind of like Panera, but with capital letters. And you have to like place your own order on a kiosk. So I'm like, okay. So let's see, I ordered smoked turkey with brie, field greens, which is pretty much dandelions from the side of the road, on a multigrain with honey mustard. And I'm like, I know, you're like who the fuck cares what you had for lunch? But at least I didn't take a picture of the sandwich and post it on Facebook. But I go to pay, and the thing defaults to a 25% tip. I'm like, wait a minute, I just did all the work. Not only that, when I was done eating, I had to put away the plates and the silverware and wipe down the table. I mean, I pretty much did everything except slaughter the turkey. And you want a tip? And you pretty much have to be a Microsoft certified engineer to navigate through the screens to get to a lower tip or no tip. And you're always under duress because the cashier's like always looking at you. And if you don't put a tip in, you feel like a horrible human being. On the occasion that I do feel generous and I throw a few bucks in the tip jar, they're always looking away. So I never get credit for the tip. And even if I can time it just right, in slow motion, I'm pulling the bills out of my pocket, I'm throwing it in. Cindy's looking right at me. They never say thank you. I don't understand this world. Did you ever notice too, the tip jars, they always have a few 10s and 20s strategically placed in the front? You think Regina's throwing those in there? Check out the tip jar at Main Moon. That's Foy in the back that's cooking the General So's. He's putting those in the front to make you think that's a tip you're supposed to leave. Don't fall for that. So these tip jars, they're everywhere, right? Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, the pizza place, the dry cleaner, the massage parlor. Actually, I wasn't supposed to say that one out loud. But, my dog Mackenzie, she's got a tip jar in front of her crate now. How those 220s got in, I have no idea. So, full house tonight. Thank you so much for coming out. Great event. But a little trouble parking here, though. I was just wondering, does anyone else get what I like to call parking lot OCD? That's a parking lot obsessive compulsive disorder. That's where you have to drive round and around till you can find the ideal spot where you're not going to get any dents or dings in your car. When I'm looking and I see an open spot, I have to go through this whole analysis. I first have to check out the width. I have to check out the adjacent cars. Let's see, we got a late model Mercedes on the right, red Porsche on the left. I'm going in. Because you know those people, they're going to be careful. On the other hand, Mike's landscaping truck on the right, rusted out 99 Hyundai Elantra on the left. I'm not fucking parking there. Because you know, when Mike comes back from weed whacking in the hot sun for the last 12 hours, and he sees my Tesla parked next to him, he's gonna accidentally, on purpose, slam his door into my car. Just to say, fuck you, you green douchebag. And I mean, who can blame him? So, I don't know. I drove round and around. I couldn't find an acceptable spot here tonight, but I finally was able to find an empty, fenced-in lot in downtown Danbury, and I took an Uber back. By the way, has anyone headed to Danbury after the show? Maybe we can grab a ride? So, let's see. I haven't worked in 10 years, and yeah. When you don't work and you have to get up every morning and look at yourself in the mirror and say you're actually doing something with your life, it's not easy, take my word for it. So it usually starts like hanging out at Starbucks, usually across the street over here when I lived in New Fairfield, and people be coming in, they're like, "You're in here every fucking day, like what do you do?" So I'm like, "I'm an actor." The problem with that is I usually get the dreaded second level question, which is, "What have I seen you in?" That's when I really have to start acting. Well, you know, my work is, you know, it's a little obscure. It's avant-garde. I can't really talk about it. Working on a bunch of projects, but I had to sign NDAs, you know, Stormy Daniels, non-disclosure agreements. I can't really talk about it. I'm working on a bunch of projects, but my attorney, my agent, you know, they don't need to know that my projects, so I'm going to clean out the junk drawer in my kitchen this afternoon. I'm working on projects. But actually, I have been auditioning for some serious roles, Macbeth, Hamlet, shit like that. I actually did an audition like 2 weeks ago in the city, and when you go for an audition, it's basically a room full of people, you're sitting on chairs, and there's a door, they call you in one at a time. So my turn came up, they call me in, and you know, you have the director, the producer, the stage manager all sitting in chairs, and the director hands me the sides. That's the script for you non-actors. And he's like, "Show us what you can do with this." I'm like, okay. So, and so, my friends, I say, to thine own self be true. Surely, as day will follow night. I'm thinking to myself, you know, I think I fucking nailed that. I don't know. I'm still waiting for the call back. I usually call you in a day or two, but you know the weather's been a little funny. Probably just busy. I think I got it. So we got any sports fans here tonight? Obviously, the girls lacrosse team, which by the way my daughters played. They weren't very good, but everyone loves sports. Everyone except me. I was always that kid that was like, there was like 2 kids left, and I would go to like the tough guys doing the choosing for like touch football, and I'd like, "Please, just don't choose me last. I'll give you the yodels that my mom packed in my Flintstones lunchbox. Just don't choose me last." Because it was always down to me and Mitchell Goldstein. But at least I had on like pro Keds. He had on like suede clogs. And I was like, well, let me tell you something. I have paid the price my entire life for not knowing anything about sports. No promotions at work, lost friendships, even my daughters made fun of me. But I finally figured out a workaround. I finally figured out I don't need to know anything about sports. I just need to make all the other guys think I know about sports. Monday morning, all the guys are bullshitting around the water cooler about the big game. I got nothing. So I came up with the workaround. Now, all the guys talking about the game Sunday, I walk right up to the biggest guy in the crowd. I slam him in the chest. I'm like, "You see that fucking game yesterday?" He's like, "Which game?" I'm like, "Don't give me that shit." I'm like, "And that fucking ref's call? I lost my fucking shirt on that game." He's like, "Which call?" I'm like, "You know what? I don't want to fucking talk about it, all right?" Now, I mean, I literally can't talk about it. Then I spin around and I hightail it the hell out of there. All my coworkers looking at each other slack-jawed. They're like, "That fucking guy, he loves fucking pro ball. And he really knows his shit, too." All right, my name is Steven. Thank you again for coming.